Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So first and foremost, if this is the first video that you're watching of me, thank you so much for stopping by. Make sure you go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Here at Curvy Gyals, we talk about everything. We are a open sisterhood where whatever you want to do, we will support you as long as it's not illegal. So if you're a new subscriber, big up yourself. Thanks so much for subscribing. And if you're a veteran subscriber, oh my God, without you guys, you of course know there would be no Curvy Gyals. So today's video, as you can see, it probably is going to be a little bit different. I look like I just rolled out of bed. I just put on my wig. I haven't even blended it in yet. And yeah, I have no face on. So I wanted to do a video. I think I have done it in the past, but I really didn't get to upload it. And I don't even know what device I had did it on. Like that was like last year. So I wanted to go ahead and do the video. So I always get a lot of questions, like apart from my business, Curvy Gyals, of course, what else there is. So the other day I just took some pictures with my camera. Actually, I take my pictures for myself also. And a lot of person was asking, what makeup I use and how did I get the look, etc, etc. So I'm just gonna do a beat down, show you guys how I do my thing and how I get ready if I'm like probably going out, which I don't really go out a lot, probably once a week. And I don't wear makeup on an everyday basis. I don't wear my wig on an everyday basis. So I just wanted to like just come on and show you guys a video, and then we're gonna talk about it as we're going along. So the only thing I have on my face is just moisturizer. I use any moisturizer. I have an Aveeno face moisturizer, or I use my Nivea body lotion. Either or, it doesn't matter. So once I am done doing that, so I have been a MAC person. I'm very loyal, guys. So if I find something that works, I'm gonna stick by it forever, and that is with everything in my life. Anywho, the other day I thought to myself, well, the makeup trend, it is changing, and I don't want to look like last decade. So let me go to Sephora and see what the hype is about. However, I am honest, and I didn't get everything that is trending, because to me some things that I was using was better, and it might not be better for the society on a whole, but it's what's better or best for me. So normally I would use a MAC primer. I've been using this for forever. It's really good to me. You can see it has all kind of things on it. And they introduced me to this, which is Milk Hydro Crisp Grip Primer. And to be honest, it's good. I like how it's thick. So we're just gonna use that one to prime the face. So we're gonna talk as we're going along. So guys, my 28th birthday is next month. My birthday is actually on the 28th, so I call it 28 on the 28th. And I basically wanted to do the fillers because I do like that contour look. If I have a makeup and my face is not contoured, it's not me. I just like the whole chiseled look. My brother's face was like that naturally, and no, I'm so jelly of him. But then I just thought he was just bony. But no, I'm like, oh my God, I would love to do it. So anywho, I said to myself, I am going to be 28, and I want to, let's make sure I'm in the best, body I possibly can be in. So that's one of the reasons why I had even gone on the, weight loss journey, because I had gained a lot of weight. So I said to myself, okay, if I want to make sure that the outside of my body is awesome and looks amazing, I have to make sure that the inside is just as amazing too. So, okay, I'm gonna show you guys how I set up my makeup. So this is my makeup bag, guys. I'm a Virgo. I like organization to some extent. The brushes are a little bit dirty, I need to wash them. So this I could just always just move it around the house without making a mess. And again, I'm a person who lives in my head, so what happened is that I don't like rushing out, being late per usual, and I literally, leave the place a mess, or leave the bathroom a mess. Right now I'm in my kitchen doing this, so I don't want to leave the kitchen a mess right now. Okay guys, so I said to myself, okay, I can't want to Oh, this is color corrector, guys. So as you can see, my face is darker than my body. I guess because I don't really, wear sunscreen. I'm trying to do better, but we're going to talk about that. So I use a color corrector to just help with the, I almost put myself in the eye, the darkness, so that when I put on my foundation, it just matches seamlessly and it doesn't look ashy. So okay, guys, and again, I just use it all over my face. Alright, guys, so especially in these areas that has the dark from acne and all of that, I just bump. And I tend to use a lot. Again, guys, if you're a makeup artist, you might be like, oh, you don't need that much. Okay, guys, this is what works for me. Alright, thank you. Alright, so so I said to myself, okay, my 28 is coming up and I want to do this and I want to do that to make sure that I look, amazing after, going into my 28. So I said to myself, okay, I really do like the dermal filler. Sorry for repeating myself, but, I want to do it. So I said, okay, I'm going to set up a full appointment before I even touch the outside. I'm going to set up a full appointment. I got to wet my brush. So normally what I do, guys, is just literally just put some water in something and just dab it. And I realize it blends seamlessly. But one sec. Okay, I just put some literally in a plate. Oh. So yeah, so I just said, I'm gonna do it first and foremost before I even start anything. I am going to set up the appointment to see the doctor, and I'm just gonna do from A to Z and all. So I called around, set up the appointment. I literally went in the same day. Again, I am a Virgo. I live inside my head, which means that if there's something to do, I have to do it the same day or else it's going to bother me. So the same day I got an appointment, went to the doctor. I did everything from A to Z. I did my blood test. Also, let them check my boobs, see if there's nothing there that they might feel that is not right, etc, etc. So after that, and again, guys, even when I was doing my surgery, I have really tiny veins. No matter how much water I drink, no matter how much Gatorade, all of that stuff, they have a hard time finding my veins. So after like 5 my boyfriend there looking at me crazy. So after like 5 poke, like I think 2 other times they actually got some blood. I didn't even have enough to give for everything that I needed to get tested. So at the time they said that because I wanted to do like diabetes, I wanted to do like check what blood type I have because I really don't know, etc, etc. I don't want my face to look crazy right now, but you go see it coming. So as you can see, kind of like a little bit better with this. Oh, it's not, guys, I totally forgot. So this is the Prep and Prime from MAC, the color corrector. This is how it really looks, and you wind it up. Alright, so I did my test and everything came back great. Thank you, Jesus. I just think that a lot of times, we work on the outside of our body, but we really don't work on the inside. And the inside doesn't even necessarily only mean, okay, even your health per se. I think it has to do with your mind also. Sorry, this is my brush. Again, guys, I use this like I think I used it 2 days ago. So it's gonna be messy. I don't have time to clean my brush every day. I'm not a makeup artist. So anywho, I dab it in the thing naturally, but I forgot to dab it a while ago. So I wipe it out back and I just dip it a little bit. I don't make it too soak because I realize it will take off the product. And then I just put the foundation on it. So the foundation that I use, I tried the Fenty, I tried the NARS, all of that stuff when I went to Sephora. But to be honest, nothing does it like my MAC. So I have like 2 of them. Oh, so I'm here using this empty one and I have a half one here. I don't know, child. Anyway, this is the Match Master in 7.5. I love it. I've been using it for years. I used to use the Studio Fix before, but now I use this one and it works perfectly. So remember guys, the brush is, not the brush, the sponge is a little bit damp, and voila. Match so much better with my skin tone. And they said it was supposed to be like build-up coverage, but to me this is full coverage. So anywho, so guys, so if you're thinking about, okay, you know, you're trying to, you know, change certain things about yourself, make sure you're improving yourself and all of that stuff, like, yes, image is big, but you have to also work on the inside, and mental health is key. And even if it's not just mental health, you know, we all have certain things that we can work on. Like for me, I am currently working on patience and I'm trying to be patient while working on patience, because I know that, you know, it is not going to be the easiest thing, because when you want certain things, you want it now, and me being how I am and worse a Virgo, it doesn't make it any better. So yeah, so you know, there's certain things that we always can work on with ourselves, you know, whether it's becoming, you know, kinder, you know, more pleasant to people, you know, working out. There's always something that we can work on with ourselves. So for me, I said, you know, I'm going to take this going into 28 as not only, you know, looking my best, but also being my best mentally, you know. So yeah, so I am happy that everything went well, you know, the older that we're getting and all. I need to glue that on. So the older that we're getting and all, let me push back a little bit. The older that we're getting and all, you know, things start break, as I would say. So you always have to make sure that you're checking. So, you know, even if you are into plastic surgery or not into plastic surgery, just make sure that your health, that's not the image, is always good. And there's a lot of people that struggle with a lot of mental health. You know, you always have to make sure that you're taking care of that, and don't be too scared to ask for help. What I realize that I'm struggling with big time now is balancing a normal life with my work life. Again, guys, it's like I am blessed to find my passion, what I'm really good at without trying. It comes naturally to me, and I am forever grateful that you know, I'm so passionate about plastic surgery and the plastic surgery community, and I have a business in the plastic surgery community. So for me, I am super happy and grateful. And what happened is that I never used to take even weekends off. I would work as soon as I wake up in the morning. I would begin to work, and I wouldn't stop working until it's time for bed. And I know it might sound crazy, but like I would just always try to do the most, or, you know, make sure that all clients were getting the best service that they possibly can get. And I would be answering and doing things that doesn't even have anything to do per se, all right, I need to get rid of that, per se with curvy girls, faha, you know, etc. It could be even 12 in the night and I am on Instagram and I see a DM come in, and I would just, you know, attack it right away. And what I realized is that just because I wasn't actually tuning off, I was burning out. And, you know, if you don't have a business, or, you know, you won't really know, because when I used to do a 9 to 5, I thought I was burning out by Thursday. And to be honest, that wasn't even quarter of burning out. I would do my 40 hours like in 3 days now. So, you know, I had to find a balance for that. I'm gonna use some concealer to cover this up, because I realized I could see the spot there. I don't like that. And the concealer is like a thicker coverage, and this is the MAC Pro Concealer Palette. I use this for my keloid scarring, my liposuction scars if I'm wearing swimsuit, and it covers it like amazingly. So this side is relatively good. And I just pat it on there just to fill it out. And then I'm just gonna use the brush and not the brush, the sponge, and just blend it in there with my makeup, literally. Okay, so yeah guys, so I struggle with that until today. Like, I'll have 50 million things to do in the morning and I want to get 50 million things done. And even though I do have a team, I just like to lead by example, which means that I want to do it firstly, show you how to get it done, and then, you know, I have no problem with you helping. And then when you're also very ambitious, when you're also very ambitious and hardworking, you tend to feel like, oh, you know, if you have a second of your day where you might not have much to do, something is wrong. You start getting paranoid as hell. You start double checking everything, and you know, I am trying to find a balance with that. Like, I can't continue to do that to myself. So that's something that I'm working on. And then when you're constantly trying to improve and you're constantly building, because for me, guys, sure, if you're watching this one, or if this is the first video you watch, go and watch the others. And if, you know, you're waiting for me to post a video, you already know. I am a God-fearing woman, and I am forever filled with gratitude of, you know, the blessings that God has blessed me with. And, you know, I always believe that to those much is given, much is expected. And I also believe that, okay, you know, if I was able to do what, you know, I did or what I'm doing at this age, you know, I have no excuses about going hard because I am young. And yes, that is a good way to look on it, but sometimes it's like you will literally burn yourself out. And it could be in schooling too. If you are finishing your bachelor's, you know, way before the average time, or if you're finishing your master's or PhD way above the average time, you finish and you're like, okay, what next? Because you're so used to being a go-getter, and you're so used to always, you know, like working and doing something that you really don't know how to turn off. So that is something also that I am working on. Again, like for me, I know 28, some people might be like, oh yeah, that's 28, like that's nothing, da 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 da. But for me, I never really got the chance to, you know, just make mistake just to make it and just waste time, you know, just to waste it. Like, that has never been me. Like, I came from very humble beginnings where people in my family, they saw something more from me, even if that meant putting their self on the back burner in order to make sure that I was successful. Because when I started Curvy Gyals, I literally started it when I was in school to become a doctor. Like, I was majoring in biology. And I said, oh, you know, I'm going to become a doctor. And I meant it, you know, I was doing whatever I had to do. Like, I found the science hard as hell, but guess what? I wasn't going to give up. And, you know, I just wanted to make sure that my family, especially my brother who raised me, knew that, you know, his sacrifices were not in vain and will not be in vain. So, yeah. So this is the Anastasia palette. I got this from TJ Maxx, but it's really good. My sister bought it first and I tried it and it's really good. All right, this is not dark enough. Well, I have multiple of them anyways, but all right, so I have another one. So yeah, so I think that's one of the reasons why I got so hard. A lot of times I have two of things just because one color might be finished out of it, so I just go buy another full one. And again, guys, oh look, this one is so good. If something works for me, I use it. So I could buy. The other day when I was at Sephora, the guy gave me like, he was very nice by the way. Oh, he gave me this one. He says that, oh, it's really good, da 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 da, which it is good, but I just find that this blends better for me. And what we do with this, guys, is just that we just go with a darker color at our cheekbones. So yeah, so for me, I'm just a different person when it comes down to adulting. I know that my family, you know, they sacrificed a lot to, you know, make sure that I have a better life. And a better life didn't necessarily mean like, oh, you know, you need to be a billionaire or anything like that. It meant that you just need to be doing something with your life and not be out here boxing shit, as all Jamaican people, especially my grandma, would say. And I remember when, all right, so let's go into this. So I remember when I was in biology class, so first and foremost, so when I started biology, I didn't look like the kids or the students who wanted to become a doctor. For one, I was older than most of them. For two, a lot of them was still living with their parents. For three, I already had surgery done. Four, a lot of them was riding the bus to school. And, you know, nothing is wrong with them, I'm just telling you my difference. And anybody say nothing rude about this is like, yo, immediate black, I don't care. This is my life and this is my truth. So I remember when I pulled up to school and a lot of them was like, oh my God, you know, where do you work? Or how are you? You're driving that car to this school, da 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 da. And I'm like, yeah, because I started working before you guys, and I didn't necessarily. I was a resume builder when I was in the, you know, 9 to 5 scene. I was never just working at a job just to work at a job. I wasn't working part-time. I was working full-time. I was credentialing doctors, so, you know, I was already getting paid. I was already getting decent pay. So for them, they're working at like, you know, McDonald's or stuff like that, so they couldn't understand. And I wouldn't dare explain it to them because, you know, they're young. And even if they weren't young necessarily in age, they were young in the mind. So what was I going to tell you where, you know, you're going to believe certain things? So I just always knew that, you know, I really never really fit in. But it's whatever it's not about fitting in, it's all about getting to my goal. Like, yes, the job that I was making was paying me decent, but it's like, you know, can I do more? Yes. Like, will you do more? Hell yes. So that's really what happened to me. Oh, guys, so I'm so sorry, I'm talking and not remembering. So this is the color conceal palette, and I just use like a mix of all four to, you know, get a shade going. And this is literally just going to highlight my face. Let me make sure I say it good as well. Yeah, this is literally just going to highlight my face. Okay, so, oh, okay. Learning, kiss of the mirror. All right, so I remember I was in biology class and I really wasn't feeling it. Like, I was doing it, but if I had another chance, I wouldn't have done it. And again, guys, you guys probably don't know, I probably did make a video. The reason why I wanted to become a doctor was I just wanted to live, a financially stable lifestyle where I won't ever have to worry, you know, about myself and my kids or my family, you know, when I do start having kids. I wanted to have a stable foundation. So that's the reason why, you know, growing up in the Caribbean, it's like, oh, you know, if you want to, you know, make a good living, you know, you need an education. And I just said, okay, you know, that never failed for real. I was getting these good jobs, and at the time I hadn't even had finished my bachelor's. I just had my AA, and I was getting paid the same or even more than people who had bachelor's because I built my resume. So I had experience, even though I didn't necessarily have, you know, the paperwork. But the funny thing about it, with the paperwork, you need experience, or they're gonna need to train you regardless. So I just made sure I sold myself, you know, awesomely in the interview. So that's why I would always, you know, get good jobs. So anyways, oh, and then we're just gonna just blend this out. All right, so see, when you do it dry, it doesn't really blend easy and fast. I'm just going to wet it a little bit. All right, so happen that every day, because again, guys, the way how my body is shaped and all of that, I am, you know, I am aware of that. It's not like, you know, I walk around like I'm not aware. And then remember, I told you, it's like, it was mostly a younger student, you know, who really haven't experienced the world yet. Most of them doesn't even work. So I would always put a cardigan over my clothing. I don't know what, but the teacher who I had at the time was a Trinidad teacher. And, you know, he was a little bit weird. He was a younger teacher, probably like in his late 30s. And, you know, I would just always feel a certain type of way because my mind never lead me wrong. And I remember one time I had gone out to the bathroom. And when I was coming back, I realized he was in the corridor waiting. And I wanted to turn back, but based on where he was standing and how the bathroom door or exit or entrance was, he would have seen that I turned back. So I didn't want to make it awkward, so I kept going. And he stopped me and whatever, and he's like, oh, you know, so in Jamaica they have Jamaican, you know, I didn't know Jamaicans like carnival like that, da 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 da. He's just there just talking, and I'm like, you know, trying to end the conversation. And then he's like, oh, you know, you should stay after class. I still need to cover all that here, mess with me. You should stay after class and tell me more about Jamaica. And I said, no, I can't stay after class. I have to go home. I live all the way in Miami. At the time I was driving 2 hours and a half to go to school in traffic, but you want good nose after run. And in the same time I was starting Curvy Gyals. I was going to school full time and I was working full time. I was going to school 5 times a week and I was driving every single day. And God, you see what happened? No, I don't have to worry about that. You want good, your nose have to run, and best believe if you are passionate about what you do and you love what you do, and you, even though it's so hard, you do it and you don't make excuses, best believe the rain ain't gonna fall forever, and God is going to bless you more than what you can even pray for. So anywho, so yeah, so at the time now I started watching him. So I befriended this guy. Oh my God, he's so freaking sweet. He was gay, you know how me and gay people stay, I love them. So every single time I told him what was happening, but he had a crush on the teacher actually. And I just thought it was weird, but it was none of my business. Just follow me, go to the bathroom anytime I need to go to the bathroom. So he started realizing that and whatever, and that's how he kind of started backing off. So at this same time, I'm like, you know, the biology, the calculus, all of that stuff was really beating my ass. And it's like, I would normally come home from school and I would feel really down, like, you know. And to make it worse, his class was not hard. Because it was not easy, my bad. To make it worse, his class was not easy. So we're just going to blend all this. To make it worse, his class was not easy at all. So if you're not study, yeah, I feel like, yo, this man class, like freaking 90% of students was failing. I was basically drawing through. Like every time, like I've never studied for a class that much in my entire life, like honestly. So, you know, it was just taking a lot out of me. And I said to myself, like, you know, Christine, when I'm talking to you, like I thought to myself, like, nobody's going to keep it real with myself more than me. Nobody knows me more than myself and God. So I said, you know what, Chrissy, to be honest, it's like, I don't think if this is what you want to do with your life, you should necessarily feel drained or feel depressed or, you know, feel like it's just not working. I don't, like, of course it's supposed to be hard and you have no problem with things being hard. It's like you're a soldier. But at the same time, it's like, this is really what you want to do with your life. Like, you're a person who love your bed. Like, sleep, nighttime. It's like, you know you have to get up. It's like, you don't have a family yet, but when you do have a family, you do know that you're going to have to, you know, give up certain holidays and all, or miss certain things in order to, you know, be there for work. You get me? So I said to myself, you know what? I don't want to become a doctor no more, because I know that I was just doing it because of the financial gains that I thought about getting from it. But I said, you know what? I'm not going to say it to nobody. I am just going to dot the brush a little bit again. I am just going to watch it and see what happens, you know. So I said, you know what, God, show me a sign. If this is not, if I really should not be doing it, oh God, we're just blending out the contour so it doesn't look like, you know, it's not obvious. See, I call this one line, this one, we just have to blend it out. So I said to myself, you know what, all right, if you don't want to do that, what you're going to do, that's going to yield as much gain. And it's not even about the gain alone. It's like what you're going to do, where you're going to feel of value, where you're going to feel fulfilled, where you're going to feel like, okay, you being blessed to have this amazing thing called life. What are you going to say you did with it? You know, you don't want to be any hypocrite to your kids, and you know how you really plan to do this. So I said, you know what, I'm still going to try, but you know, let's see, Lord, show me a sign. So happened that in the same week I was at work, and at the time, listen, this job, the best job I ever get in my life. My last job that I worked for somebody, and when I say I cried when I was telling them I was going to quit, and it's the first job that I actually gave them a 2-week notice. And I worked my ass off to make sure that they were going to be okay, seeing that I was leaving. Anyways, so let's go back. And I remember, so happened that the lady, she was at the HR, and she so happened she needed to send one of the doctor a pay stub, or you know, their contract for their salary, so that they can do something with immigration. And she had left early, and she asked if I could do it, which I wasn't really supposed to see this information because I don't do HR. I was just credentialing doctors. Is this a shadow? Yeah. So happened that I saw how much money the doctor was getting, and the doctor was working with our company for over 20 years. And I remember him because I used to credential his paperwork for him, and that man was working sometimes like days. They don't just work hours sometimes. Like, oh, we worked 18-hour shifts. Sometimes it's days. I'm on 34 hours now. And he was an older guy too. And I remember he started becoming, you know, like one of those little trouble doctors that them just don't want nobody bother them. Anywho, I remember seeing it, and I was shocked. And immediately I knew that this is not what I want to do in my life. I refuse to work so hard for the rest of my life just to get that to pay student loans. And for some people, that amount was amazing to them. And at that time, I wasn't even used to seeing that kind of money, period. But at the same time, that was a sign that I wanted. And at the time, guys, I was already doing YouTube. I was already selling little packages and all of that stuff. And without me necessarily trying, I just kept doing what I was already doing without trying. Even though I was tired, some days I'm not even gonna front. Going to work at 8 in the morning, I had to be there by 8. I leave at 4. Class starts at 6:30. I was sitting in traffic for 2 hours, 2.5 hours. Sometimes even late for class. Yet I jump in my car as soon as I leave work and I drive through freaking traffic. And then when I came home, I was doing YouTube videos at the time. Again, at the time I was doing my YouTube videos, I was just doing it because I really loved doing it. You know, it wasn't necessarily to start a company, because back then there was no Curvy Gyals. And so happened that, you know, the business started picking up just by just me just doing what comes to me naturally. And hold on, let me just have to make sure we're good done here. So with the blending, okay, so just by me doing that, and one day I checked my account. No, before we reach this one. So when I saw that, no, that was the sign that I needed. And I said to myself, Christina, if you actually go down the path and do this, I don't think that you will feel fulfilled. I don't think that you will be happy. I think that this is not for you, so don't do it. And at the same time, coming to that realization with myself, it was very hard because I'm like, I already tell my mom, I already talked to my brother who's no longer with us, but I'm talk to him. I'm going to tell him, say, this me I do. And so how me let them down, because me feel let down, but at the same time it's like me have to do our best for me. And I remember I said, all right, okay, so what can give you a good living and something that you actually do, you love? And I said to myself, well, I love credentialing, and I think I'll be awesome. Like, I'm a people's person, I know how people person, I know how to talk to people, like I am actually good at that. I'm good at, I'm just good at secretarial stuff. That's just me, but it's good at it. So I started looking on the degrees that I could, check out, and I found healthcare administration, and I said, yeah, this is basically what I'm already doing. I have experience in it and all of that stuff, so why not? And I said, all right, this is what I'm going to do in my life. So for me, coming to that realization, it was awesome. So then I had to come home and tell my boyfriend. And when I tell him, he was like, honestly, I know you always struggle with maths and science and all of that stuff, so I understand, and if that's not really what you want to do, like, it's fine. Of course, I'm a boyfriend and will support me regardless. No, I'm going to the Jamaican mother. And I remember calling my mom. I took a while to tell my mom, and I told her that, I'm not going to go to med school anymore. I'm going to do healthcare administration. And my mom was like, really? Really? I thought that that's what you want to do, da, 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 da. And I'm like, to be honest, me have to do my best to me. And I want to live a full life. I'm not living for nobody or anything like that. And, by the ending of the day, I know what kind of mom I want to be. I know what kind of wife I want to be. I know what kind of person I want to be. And it just not gonna work for me. And I think she was a little bit, disappointed at first. But then, she just said, all right, she know how me say I'm going to do whatever I want to do regardless. So, we just let it go. So from there now, I switched my degree, and now I am doing healthcare administration stuff. The courses were way much, manageable for me, because again, I was doing what I really wanted to do. Oh snap, so my friend gave me this, and it actually good. I used to use the banana powder. So we're going to use this and just, put it in the highlighted areas. So yeah, and I remember, just starting to do my thing, and I just felt like, yeah, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And this is how I know that's why them say, so when man plan, God a wipe out. But just understand that every disappointment is a blessing in disguise. As long as you keep a good heart and step on anybody in order to reach somewhere, best believe that God go forever have you. And that's one of the reasons why I'm in a fear man. I'm going to tell people, I don't walk with man, I walk with God. You can't do me nothing what God not have for me. Can't take nothing what God got for me. So I'm there doing the healthcare administration thing, and I really like it. All right. So this thing, I got it from Amazon, and when I say, yo, the best thing I could have possibly do for myself. Because normally I'd have problems, doing this part. I know how to do it this way because it's flat, and I know how to do it the other way. But I just like doing it this way now because I'm trying to hurry up. The other one I have to be a little bit more, So yeah, just look up in the sky to get here so it doesn't crease. And look up again in the roof so it doesn't crease. Okay. Alright, so from there, so now, everybody kind of getting now like, yo, me I do my thing, which is healthcare administration. And at the time, I'm still doing my YouTube channel and all of that stuff. And not even realizing that me the year I plan for healthcare administration, but God is here planning for Curvy Gyals. And I think that I'm going to just become like a director in a hospital, but God actually see me as a businesswoman, and I can't see it. no matter how much I'm actually doing, I didn't even realize I was necessarily building a business. I just thought that, yo, people need help. So that's what I'm gonna do. And you know, I can make a little living, a little side hustle on it, so why not? So anywho, so happened that within a month, short period of time, I just got so consumed with Curvy Gyals, and I said, you know, seems like I'm going to have to just take on this part-time, and at least I can focus on school, finishing my degree ASAP, and you know, it's a good work. Still don't ever realize that what God had for me is right there. Alright, so this I got from Sephora is really good. Give me bro. So my bro is always crazy to control, to line it. So this is really good. I don't wax my eyebrow or anything like that. Normally I just let it grow out. However, the other day I just took out, like just tweezed out a little bit to the end, and it worked. Miracles. I love it. So yeah, so from there now, you know, it got to a point where I'm like, okay, this is really too much. I was saving all my coins, and I said, you know, I can quit and do my business and focus on school. Because remember, I'm going to be a healthcare administrator, a director at a hospital. And then I said, you know, I can do private insurance because I actually like the private insurance sector. I did it, and very chill. You make more money. So at the time, I'm like, I could do that. And it's 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. Hospital open every day. It doesn't close. All right, so from there, so now, I'm just doing the Curvy Gyals thing and going to school. Until I just realized that, yo, this is my calling. And that is how we have Curvy Gyals today. It's like every day I would set a goal and I would demolish the goal. And I said, all right, you know, I realized I have, you know, I've seen not only results in me and my product per se, but I see what clients are, you know, saying about it or what they're achieving from it. So I did this. So yeah, so that's really how I ended up with Curvy Gyals. And again, when it comes down to Curvy Gyals, that was definitely not me. That was God who had a plan for me. You see how it literally turned out. This is going to be a long video. I do take a while to do my makeup, sorry. Okay, so much things I'm going with. Alright, so right now we're going to do the eyebrows. You see me just do the thing and it bring it up. And what I do is literally draw a line beneath it to line it up well nice. And then I am just going to fill it in. I don't necessarily like sit down and draw my eyebrow. No, it looks way much natural, way more natural. And I think that, you know, when you have a certain body, you know, people already judge you and all of that stuff when it comes down to certain things. And of course, you do not care because somebody's perception of you is that theirs and not yours. So I always try to make my makeup kind of look like, you know, like go on like, you know, see me. Because, yeah, you don't know me from I cannot paint. You don't know what I'm about. So I don't really do, how am I say no? My makeup just always just look, even though I do like bright lips and all of that stuff, or bright eyes, and I love my lashes, I don't necessarily look like I'm doing the most. I try to make it, you know, still look like, say, yeah. But then it start come off like, oh, she probably just do with a rich dude who take care of her. But either way, again, you can't follow people. So we're just gonna line up the eyebrow real quick. So we're just gonna start with a line down here. Alright, so I didn't show the brow pen, so. Who is this? Benefit. And it's really good. I got this from Sephora too. So this is actually new to my collection. So we're just going to draw there real quick. And then we're just going to draw up top. Okay. Okay. And then only thing we're just going to do now is basically lengthen what's already there. So what's already there, we're just going to just fill it in real easy. See? And then in the front here, so we're just going to fill in what's already there. So this is literally how I look at plastic surgery. I tell people, listen, don't even stress out yourself with know which picture. Work with what you already have. And this is exactly what I mean when I say that. You see? This is my natural brow, and this is the filling brow. Probably need to draw a little bit thicker to that side. So yeah, just fill it in that way, and then you just use a brow pencil and brush it in. So if you can see, oh, it still look, you know, natural. I'm gonna line it up yet. And then we just brush it out so it look natural. And for me, guys, I do like my brows a big. I'm not really the skinny eyebrow person. That's why I kind of wanted to do the microblading, but I don't really know about a blade per se going through my eyebrows. And you know, brow shape changes a lot, so yeah, do the same thing to this one. See, and then we're just going to fill as we do with the other one. And guys, if you are going to watch this makeup tutorial thingy to do your makeup, understand that the brow, no matter how messed up you think it is or it doesn't look how it's supposed to look, the art of concealer after is everything. So yeah, and we're just filling in on the brow. Okay, so we're filling that one, and then we're gonna brush it out so it blends in. Oh, and this thing, guys, is just to hold back my hair. Not actually going to wear it. Lord, gee, why this upset me and I make me be great. Okay. So yeah. And again, guys, if you look at your brow and something look a little bit off, you can always just go back with a pencil and line it however you want to line it. I believe that this is really good. It's better than the stud that I used to do from MAC. I am not going to front. So this will be my pencil now. So yeah, we did that. Okay, so what we're talking about now. Okay, so basically I know we had started talking and I have gone off and all kind of things. But based on what I'm really saying is like, you know, if you're going to sign up under the surgery and all of that stuff, it's like, it cannot only be your outside. And I get a lot of questions, like I have clients all over the world now. And, you know, a lot of the questions that I get is really just aimed or, you know, focused on the outside and all of that. And that's another thing that I realized, you know, if you are really happy and content with who you are as a person, getting surgery, it doesn't necessarily, you know, blow your life or anything like that. You know, I always tell people like, yo, how your life turned out is your mind, it's not your image. The same way, you can't expect that, oh, you know, you get surgery, your life is going to be so much better, because that would basically being like ignorant people who says, oh, you get surgery because you're unhappy or you're insecure. Like, no, the outside doesn't have anything to do with your inside. And to prove that your outside doesn't have anything to do with your inside, the outside is not forever, it's not permanent. The older you get, you age. What makes you an awesome person or a good person or even a bad person is the way how you think, is who you are as a person. on the inside. It's who you are as a person when nobody's watching. Like, it's all awesome to act nice and all of that politeness and decentness when nobody's watching, when everybody's watching. But what happened when nobody's watching? Who are you as a person that way? All right, so listen, this part is kind of tedious, so I have to make sure I'm focus. Okay. And just in case you guys wondering, you know, who taught me to do my makeup, da 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 da. Listen, you always have to have a skill. So I can't do here for nothing. Big up case for the wig here from Carnival time is still a go on. I can barely even glue it down, but listen, as long as I know 80% of something, you're good. So yeah. So just make sure that, alright, cool, you know, you're trying to do all of this thing for your birthday. Like, instead of just worrying about your birthday outfit and your birthday here and all of that stuff, you know, worry about your birthday in mind. Because your birthday, in all honesty, it's really just one day. But who are you going to be the following day? How are you going to be the following day? And that's what really matters. You know, the funny thing about it, I met a friend the other day who said this to me, like, you know, we need to understand that when you get like people hitting their 50 and they might be a little bit down, it's almost like the reason why people might feel a little bit down is because, remember, like, your mind per se doesn't necessarily age. You still feel the same way. And I always said this to people, to like, oh, I feel the same way as if when I was you know, 16. I still feel like so young. And then it dawned on me, like, yeah, the only thing that really aged you is your experience. You get more experience, or you become a mom, or you become married, or you move out on your own, or you got a job. That's really, you know, what happened. It's not like you change as a person the older that you get. All right, hold on, guys. Next eyebrow, I have to focus. But yeah, so when she said that to me, I said that makes, you know, so much sense. And that's why when a birthday is coming up and all of that stuff, you know, like, for me, I'm looking at my birthday completely different. Because I remember when I used to be younger, living in Jamaica, and I would normally, everybody pass, I'm like, oh, it's my birthday. It's my birthday, you know, I'm not going anywhere, you know. My family didn't have no money for no gifts and stuff like that, you know. Alright, for us it's just different to your birthday. Oh, big up yourself, your birthday, happy birthday. But it wasn't necessarily like, oh, you know, a big thing per se. And when I moved to America and I can afford certain things, I'm like, oh, hell yeah, it's a big thing, da da da. But the older that I'm getting now and all of that stuff, I'm like, you know, not going to say you shouldn't celebrate and all of that, but it's like, who are you going to be by the time it's your birthday, you know? Like, what other things can you achieve? No, that's your birthday. All right, guys, so I'm just highlighting the arch. Okay. So yeah, so now I'm wondering, okay, you know, what else, or what can I do to finish off here? And the funny thing about it, I think this was last year that I was driving, and again, you see, when I come from a third world country, or, you know, you come from humble beginnings where, you know, you actually see people work and put in the work in order to achieve whatever they have, you look on things completely different, because you have so much to lose, you have, you know, a lot to gain, you have so much to do, you know, that you get so focused on working towards your goal or towards, you know, your dreams, that sometimes you don't even get time to actually stop, or you don't even realize that you didn't even stop and say to yourself, so, you know what, I'm proud of you. You're out here doing the damn thing, and big up yourself. And I realized that was me. I didn't even say to myself, like, yo, I'm proud of you. And it's so funny, like, a lot of you guys would always tell me that, especially if you see me in person, you'll be like, oh my God, I'm so proud of you, da 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 da. And I'll be like, oh, thank you. But I was so busy attacking my goal and doing what I thought that I needed to do that I was not even telling myself that. And that's another thing that what comes into balancing. Is like I'm really trying to balance, you know, balance my success. And success doesn't necessarily have to be, hold on it. So I'm using the Fenty, new to this too, Sephora. It's really good. I don't buy foolishness. So I'm just going to put it on the outside here. So yeah, so I was, you know, and success doesn't mean just business and whatever. Success could be as small as, you know, whatever you had set out to do yesterday, today you did it again and you did it even better than yesterday. You know, you're learning. Are you the same person as you were yesterday? That is literally it. You know, I have met so many people, so I'm going to use the mirror. I've met so many people who are like, oh my God, I want to start a business, but I don't know where to start, you know, da 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 da. So guys, I forgot to put this here once I had put on the concealer. So when I put on the concealer, guys, put this there. That's what I do. But if you don't do it as me, it's fine. I'm still going to go over it when I'm finished. And they're like, you know, I don't know where to start, and oh, you know, I would have loved to start a business, but you know, it's probably just not for me, etc., etc. And that's one of the biggest thing. I realized that a lot of people dumb themselves down before they even start. I always say, like, listen, my brother always say, mouth cut cross to say anything. And I do really realize it. You see, when you don't want to do nothing, you're just sitting down and letting days pass you. Nobody torment you. Nobody have nothing to say. You see, the moment you get up and say, all right, you're going to do something, or you want to do something, and you get so excited about it that you actually, you know, tell somebody, that's when I realized that, yo, all of a sudden everybody has an opinion, know what you should be doing and what you shouldn't be doing. And that's when you have to learn how to shut the noise out. And that's when you need to really learn that you are onto something. When you weren't on nothing, nobody was saying anything. And the moment now you're on something or doing something, now everybody has something to say. That's when you realize that, all right, cool, you're actually coming close. Because the higher the devil, the higher the level, the higher the devil go always be. And that's when you know, so okay, God have you, who you believe right now. The devil are people, you believe, say, yo, God have a plan for you. And he never bring you this far to let you go. The moment you start thinking that way and believing that way, I'm not going to say, yo, you know, struggle stop or hardship stop. No, they get bigger, but your faith grows bigger. So when you really do achieve it now, it's even more, it feels even better. It's like more of a reward. It's more gratitude. You build your relationship with God even stronger. And it's so funny. All right, let me get into this. So this is a bar from Sephora too. It is called Natasha Denoa Sunrise Palette. Listen, I was for these colors for the summer, so I got it. Beautiful colors. So we're going to just use this one right here. So let's put it on the outside. All right, so we're just gonna blend it in. Again, guys, me just blend whatever I want to blend. Me and I'm no makeup artist, but best believe me can't help myself. All right. So yeah, guys. Ooh, I actually like it. Okay. So yeah. So the funny thing about it is that the more people I meet, whether, you know, in Curvy Gyals or just, you know, just out, I realized that a lot of people really do struggle with self-esteem and beating themselves up or beating themselves down. And for me, that was something that I really never struggled with, you know, like to be in the plastic surgery industry and to actually be open and, you know, outspoken and all of that stuff. Is like, it came naturally to me because, again, a gay person raised me, which is my brother, which is my world. So guess what? He's so used to controversy, or he's so used to being, you know, different, or people tormenting him, that I learned from him so much. So now things don't really bother me, you know. So yeah, so I'll meet a lot of people and I realize that it's not that people aren't great. I believe that everybody have greatness in them. It's just that, you know, they just need that activation key that they don't even realize that they have the activation key. And as long as you make people believe that they have it, you're not going to really go further than your nose, as my mom will say. So you know, I always tell people, like, to build confidence. Like, some people are like, oh, you know, they have low self-esteem, da 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 da. I say start with small goals. And when I say small goals, I mean really small goals. If you are a runner and you are doing hurdles, for an example, I'm just using this dark one to go in the crease, and you are doing hurdles, whichever hurdle that you go over, you look on hurdles like the next hurdle, like, okay, you know, you came this far, you go over you went over all of the others, so of course you're going to go over that one. So the moment you start thinking like that, you start building your confidence. So Curvy school, if you wanted to get, like, say 1 hour studying in today, and you got an hour and 10 minutes in without trying, guess what? You're more confident to study the following day. If you're working out and you wanted to lose 2 pounds and you work and lose 3 pounds, you're more confident to lose 5 more pounds. If you wanted to start a business and you started out and you put in work with, you know, letting people know you know, showing them that you not only you sell the package, you are the package. Guess what? One sell, you're going to be more confident to sell the other. You know, if you are a person who you're not a people person and you force yourself to go to, say, a networking event, and you actually just probably just drink the whole glass of champagne, and you're like, you know, it's nowhere never, what do I have to lose? And you step up to somebody, introduce yourself, and you tell them what you do or what you're about. And sorry guys, sorry. And you realize that, all right, cool, that worked. Guess what? Now it's starting to come to you naturally. You're building your confidence that way. Confidence don't build in a house or build in a box, because you can be in the house and using social media. That can work also. And the funny thing about it, I've spoken to so many business owners who are even scared to go live. And they're like, you know, I freeze up and all of that stuff. I'm like, you have a product, you have a service, you have a business that it changed your life, and you believe in it 100%, and you know that society needs this right now. Why would you be scared to share that? Alright guys, so we're going to do a cut crease. So I use the same palette. This palette is everything, use it for everything, or I use it for everything. So we're just going to just crease up. So I go in the middle, guys. I'm not a pro at this, yeah. And okay. I see a lot of people like this, you know, close their eyes and get it higher, but I really like it low. I don't like it really high for me. Probably like when I get the high one good, then yeah. But for right now, I eat this. I'm gonna do it on the other one, and then whew. See, one of them always look lean, but child, I blends. Or I try to blend. Okay. Alrighty. So again, guys, I know some people like, oh, it's not perfect, da 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 da. It's perfect for me. Okay? Right. So I just use one of these other brushes. I don't really care which one, just whichever one I look like you can pick up. other products. And oh yeah, okay, so I'm just going to use the yellow because I really do like this summer stuff. Looks very pretty, and I use two. I just probably just dip both of them and just build the color and just go. All right, I want it too dark, so I'm gonna put some of the light yellow on it. Okay. And the funny thing about it is that I realized that a lot of people necessarily, oh, pretty. A lot of people, you know, see, you know, think that, oh, you know, just because you might be pretty, and pretty doesn't necessarily mean, oh, the way how you look, image or anything like that. Because listen, we can't fix whatever we want to fix on our bodies nowadays, child. Like, me never start with them bro here, this a contour here. My face don't look like this naturally. Which means that, listen, anybody can look good, if that's the case. But can everybody have, you know, a good heart? Can everybody, you know, actually put themselves on back burner sometime to, you know, help somebody else? And I think that was my test with God. I literally think that was my test. The moment I did that, that is what I think my test was for whatever, whoever I was supposed to be in life. And I don't think I had told this story, guys, but when I used to work at one of my credentialing jobs, it was the last job. No, it was the job before my last job. And I was at work one day, and God literally came to me, literally. And he told me, he just came to me, guys, and he said, it's so funny when I see them be young and they say, oh God, you come to me, and I'm like, psh, really? But no, guys. Like, I'm sitting at my desk doing my work and he just come to me. Start a GoFundMe, help the kids in Jamaica with them CXC, or help some kids in Jamaica with them CXC. No, when I was going to high school, I never had any problem paying my CXC, but I had a lot of friends who had problem paying theirs. My mother was living here in America, so of course, you know, certain things we wouldn't struggle with financially, especially when it comes down to school. Wherever my mother's supposed to find the money, she's going to get it. That's one thing I'm going to, you know, that's one of the many things I'm going to give her. But when it comes down to education, she is very serious with that. And I remember, guys, I just said, okay. I have never gone on GoFundMe, never done GoFundMe, and I said to myself, like, we're going to help some kids with their CXC this year. And in case you're not Jamaican or you're not sure of, you're not, you know, aware of this, like in Jamaica, you say, oh, here you guys can just go to school and just graduate just to graduate. Like, no. In Jamaica, you have to do CXC subjects, which is like a big exam. It would be like your SAT. But you have to pay for it, you know. In Jamaica, you have to literally pay for it, one subject each. So it's like you have to pay for math, you have to pay for English, you have to pay for social study, you have to pay for biology, depending on what you're taking. So because a lot of people in Jamaica can't afford this, what happened is that, you know, a lot of kids drop out, a lot of girls get pregnant before time, and, you know, then they can't find a job because you need those CXC subjects in order to go to college, and you need it to get a job. So I set out and said, you know what, I reached out to my my high school drama teacher, Miss Miller, big up herself. And I told her what I wanted to do, and she said, you know, I told her to find some kids. And she said, okay, you know, she's very thankful for it, God bless me, da 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 da. Excuse me. And I said to her, like, honestly, it's not even about God bless, you know. It just come on my heart, and I just want to do it. So I started the GoFundMe, guys, and I literally was telling people, even if it's $1, this is long before Curvy, not long before Curvy, because a few months before everything happened, before my YouTube, all of that stuff. And I told her, you know, like, you know, just find the students and whatever. So I was literally reaching out to everybody I possibly can, telling them, oh, you know, even if it's $10, no, even if it's $1, not even $10, I wasn't even begging nobody for $10. I said, even if it was $1, you know, I appreciate it and whatever. And of course, you know, most people, they don't actually give, and it's fine. And by the time it was time, I started to go for me, I think like 3 weeks before the thing is due. And I wasn't able to raise a lot, but that's fine. And I put money, my last on it. And I said, you know what, it's fine. I get paid soon. And at the time I was with my boyfriend, so I'm like, you know, and anything I need, he will give it to me. So it's fine. And I just send the money. And at the time, the job that I was doing, it was actually a agency work. Because agency in Miami is, they're really good. They find a good, high-paying jobs and all of that. So I said, you know, I need a read. And I said, you know, we will... Oh, so I realized that what they had hired me for, I started realizing that they were giving, you know, I remember so the one them blend this out. I realized that they were actually giving it to the guy who was hired for something else when I was hired. And they were basically giving me his job, because what happened was that I was making more money than he was. And I'm saying to myself, like, snap, you know, obviously they're not going to keep me, they're going to keep him. But at the same time, you know, I was being optimistic. And I remember asking the manager, which all of them were Spanish. And one thing, if you don't know this about Spanish people stick together. I wish that we could have done the same, but no, Spanish people, them stick together. And the guy was Spanish too. So I did find out that, listen, he's going to get the job. So I'm like, you know, back to the work hunt I go, you know. And it's fine. It is what it is. And I remember starting to apply, and that's when I actually got the job, which is my last job, that opened my eyes to so much. And looking at it now, you see how God works? This is one of the reasons why I don't care if I spill milk. This is the exact reason why I don't care if I spill milk, and I don't listen to man, and I don't walk with man. You see the God that me serve? Him show me over and over and over and over and over and over and over again that if I live a righteous life, I'm not hurt nobody. I'm not sorry, the Jamaican. I'm not hurting anybody. I am not, you know, doing nothing to put me in a prison. He's going to forever have me. And I believe in that 100%. You know, in my business, I'm not rip off nobody or anything like that. God have me. So what am I worry about? So what am I worrying about? Why I can't find my eyeliner, my liquid eyeliner? So yeah guys, so that's one of the, listen, I can sit down for days and give you these stories to how God is good and why I am the way how I am, you know. For days, I'm telling you, I can sit here and tell you guys that days, you know, I always tell people, like, for me, if my brother was here, because it's almost like, with my brother, it's almost like, you know what, some sad movies and all, and you see the two people, them then journey together and everything like that, and then as soon as them reach a spot, okay, cool, and make it, I feel like, yo, my brother was taken away. So that is something that I struggle with. I'm not even going to lie. Because I felt like, or I feel like, you know, all the potential that you saw in me, when I couldn't even see it in myself at the time, because of course I'm young, he was right. And I wanted to show him, like, all the bosses that he gave me, beatings in American terms. They didn't go in vain. And I am thankful to have known him, and most importantly, to be able to call him my brother. And that's one of the reasons why I will forever be shouting his name to the world and I am going to get the chance to say I am proud of you, because if all of this you raised me by your own, you know it's me and you, and I was able to come to a whole nother country and build a full-blown life for myself that I am proud of and I know I'm proud of. Like, you know, oh Lord jeez, I'm in my eye. You know, so yeah. So that's something that I do struggle with. But I see, you know, God have such a big plan for me. So I need the strongest supporter that I have to make sure that he's guiding me. So, alright guys, we can't talk for the party. Oh God. Okay. Alright. So the part that kind of finished up a little bit made a difference. But yeah guys, so I know saying I really look nowhere on the side up, so no, if you look already. So alright guys, the wing them very hard. You have to be really focused. It took me like years to be able to draw a wing. So 1 second there. So I do like the whole mink lashes, you know, put them on one by one and all of that good stuff. However, I find it annoying until, cause one, I went to one of those good ones in Miami. I think I paid like 180 something or something like that. I don't remember. And within no time, they were falling out, and I couldn't wash my face properly. So I just rather to just do the lashes where I can take them off. So this is just with the mascara, and as you can see, it actually does look decent-ish. So normally I do use the white glue. However, this came from Amazon the other day, so I like using it a little bit more just because it is easier to stick. Cause I hate the whole glue, and this is the hair glue, guys. Like, I'm not even going to be around the bush with you, but I put on just a tad bit on it, especially focusing on the ends, so that we and these lashes are used to, guys. I think this is like my 4th time wearing them. So I just use this a little bit. I just need it to just, as soon as I put it, it just stick. I can't manage to hold it and blow off, well, blow a lot and all of that stuff. So I rather to use this. So let's use a regular tweezer, and you're going to see the major difference that this little lash does. I think these are some premium lashes though, so I think I paid like 12 bucks for them. However, I really do like them. I normally buy the one like for $3.99 or something like that. That's really good. But these are like way much better with the fluffiness. So see if I can put this as well to balance it while, oh, that not gonna work. See you, boo. Okay, yes. Alright, as you guys can see, it make your eyes look way much dreamier. And again, guys, listen, I've been doing my makeup like full like this probably like over a year now, and it's always a learning lesson. As you can see, how I even went on to even, you know, getting more makeup and all that stuff. It's just because I'm like, oh, the trend is changing and da 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 da. All right, so finish all of that. I still don't have any powder on or anything like that, so just go and double check to just see what I can probably fix. All right, so I am going to go in under my eyebrow. My eyebrow, well, yeah, my eyebrow too. So let me get a pencil for that. Another pencil. So I am going to put the large. I need to finish this in less than 8 minutes now. This is excessive. If you sit down and watch off this, thank you so much. Okay, so we're going to do under the eyes, which I am not giving up the gold deposit. I have this for years from MAC, and beneath the tailbone, if that's what them call it. I love that for it. However, I did find it does raise the eyebrow a little bit. If you're into fillers or if you're interested in knowing about it, so a lot of people, they just put the Botox beneath here and it lifts it. So, and I am just going to just blend out whatever excess might be there. You can see it lift the eyebrow. I do not color or do anything up top of the eyebrow. Find that it looks very natural doing it that way. And we're going to put on some eyeliner. This is from MAC. More eyeliner on the next little pores. Okay. Something you can't see there, so. Okay. And then we're just gonna go beneath the bottom with one nice little brush if I can find one. If not, this other one will go. Alrighty, I think now this is too stiff. So I'm just going to use just like a dark color and just go beneath here. I need some more, and this too big. Let's use that one. My poor item. And this is just a regular brown color. I actually do like doing the whole smudge thing. I just think that it makes my eyes and just look more glamorous. Alrighty, but I need to blend it on this side, y'all. Okay. Alright, and then we're just gonna put on some bottom mascara. So I have multiple. Well, depends on what I just use whichever one. I have the Chanel one. I got it as a free sample. I got like a lot of them, so that's why I don't stop using them. And I'm using the matte that I use on the top lashes on the bottom. Okay, all right. So as you guys know, we still haven't put on any form of powder yet, apart from some of the powder. All right, so we're just going to use we're going to use the dark in MAC. And I bought this brush from Sephora. I actually do like it. And we're just going to beat it all over the face so everything look uniform. Because somebody's child put some down here, so. Like open them part here, I'm just like petting or patting it on. So this is actually, when I talk about the fillers, this is how I would want my face to just look naturally. Like the high cheekbone, the chiseled jawline. You know. Okay. Alrighty. And so I normally use a gold deposit up here. However, I found that the Becca, new to this also, I found it at Sephora. I find that it looks way much, you know, the gold deposit will look harsh sometimes on the cheekbone, and if I'm actually going to do highlighter on the cheekbone, I don't want it to look super obvious. So I like the Becca more for the cheekbone. And again, guys, I've been with MAC for 10 years and not used anything else apart from Anastasia. And that I got from TJ Maxx. It's not like I literally went into Sephora. This is my first time going to Sephora and buying something. And I just find that this is just not harsh. It just looks so pretty. And I like that because I don't want to look like a Cinnabon. Some people love it and it look damn good, and some people best believe that. But for me, I have too much attention going in my body. Me not try to draw onto my face. So we're just gonna put that this on and just about the lips. There's a shadow. Okay. All right. So, and the same thing that I use for the eyeshadow, I'm going to use also, well, you know what, let me try this. So I bought this bronzer from MAC. It's called Give Me Sun. And I'm gonna go back over it. I'm gonna use Give Me Sun again. But just let me do this first. So the same thing that I used for the eyeshadow, which is the Fenty. I think the color is what? Mocha Mommy. Oh, Mocha Mommy. I'm just gonna, it's very strong because you know I use it for the eyeshadow, and I'm going to use it here to just warm up the sides, because again guys, like I am big on highlight and contour. I love it. So yeah. Okay, highlights, contour, and that's the thing guys, a lot of people would think that, oh, you know, probably don't want to do any highlights and contour because it's going to probably look like not my skin, etc, etc, but it's just practice. I still want to look like myself somewhat, not all the way, but you know. And then the Give Me Sun, which is a bronzer, I'm just going to put here to just give me a little bit more cheek. And then we're going to bring it to the side. I'm always doing my nose, I don't know why, but always. And then, you know. Alright. And then we're going to put on this, oh, Lord G. And then the biggest annoyance for people with the makeup. Alright, so I got this from Makeup Forever. I don't even know if I opened it, but the color was very pretty. Makeup Forever. So them don't want nobody tell which color it is. I don't know what color it is, guys. I don't ever see it on it. But I like the color. And when I do blush, I don't do like, I just bring it up. And I know a lot of people are scared of blush, especially women of color, but I actually do like a blush. So this is without any light, guys. This is with this natural lighting. And yeah, and then this is with the ring light. I wanted to still do it, you know, somewhere where, you know, you guys can still see it natural, but it's very gloomy outside, so that's why I had to use the light. Not that, can't put the one on my nose. But yeah, so that's with the blush. So now we're going to put on some lipstick, which is of course one of my other favorite things. So this video is going to be an hour and 50 minutes to see. So what's the name? So then we're just going to put on the, which color is it? So my favorite lip liner, because it works with every darn thing, is what you call it, Chestnut from MAC. Hope that's not chestnut, no, because I'm not pick it up right now. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, okay. So yeah, so my favorite is Chestnut. And if I'm wearing a bright lip color, I love to always put my lip liner all over my lips. So I fill it out. So I think I'm gonna do like a red. So when I do like this, I just make sure I blend it out. And everything dropping. And I think I want to either use red, the ruby woo, which is my favorite word. I'm gonna find it ASAP. And the Russian red. I'm going to mix them. I got this. I think it's got too bright for the eyebrows them right now, or the eyelids. And that's one of the things, guys. If I do like a heavy eye, which this is to me is an heavy eye, I do not do a heavy lip. So I want the ruby woo is a bit bright, so I want to tone it with Russian red. I think it will look way much better that way. I found it. I'm going to put both of them up so you can see them. And if it's not toned that way, I still, oh damn, my ruby woo done. That's my ruby woo. And this is the Russian red. It's a ruby woo Russian red. Damn, the ruby woo actually look darker. All right, let's see what can go on for it. Let's see what can go on. Okay. Can you talk about dry lip? I think that's the only thing I personally don't like with the ruby woo. It's very matte. Okay. Oh. I'm a lip liner. Don't ask me how this thing end up in my retainer. I don't know, guys. Alright, I think we need to put some more blush. And then, oh snap, put the damn thing. See, them some are too hard for too much damn struggle. Okay. 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 Alright, so what I want to do right now is darken it up even more. So I got this the other day, which is Life in Sepia. And this is the color of it. So I'm gonna just put it, we go try a thing. I've never mixed it before, but I always mix my shades. So we're gonna mix it. Okay, I like it. However, we need it even darker. Not what I'm going for. We need like a, let me see, not stone. We need like a dark red. Sin. Let's see how it and sin blend. Oh yeah, I think this would actually be perfect. Yup. Exactly what I'm going for. Just need to clean it up and put some more stuff on it. Put back the liner. Yeah, that's what I'm going for. So I always go back over it with the liner. I need to highlight here so a little bit. Where the gold deposit? No, Becca is fine too. Because I don't know the light show, so. Alright, we can work with the lighter right now. Okay. Just need to clean it up. Should I darken it somewhere? No, right? Let me take off this. Oh, no. And not at all. Right, so we finished with all of that. I think this is good. So the only thing I'm probably going to do now is, damn, gotta be the hell. With powder, I'm always forgetting some. Oh, all right, so let's just spray and spray. So this I got from, what you call it, Sephora, it's Urban Decay. Yes, I killed my face with it. Alright, so that's the all-nighter. So we're just going to just comb the hair real quick, line up the part real quick, and show you how it will look finishing it up. Everything up on the ground gel. So normally I'm gonna just find my face with a book or something, but right now I'm gonna know where they are. So I'm just gonna find the comb real quick and then just show you guys how it will look at the end. Alright, so again guys, I don't know how nothing, perfected, but I know how to help myself, best believe that. So I just use the Guts to Be glue. We need this to dry my face, and we're just going to line it with a pencil real quick. So I'm gonna use this brush to just draw the line. I can't do baby hair every day of my life, so don't expect none. So while I wait for this to dry, I just use the regular one, and we just go draw. So I'm gonna put it back first. Draw the one there. Draw the one there. The one that is so straight. But oh well, I had to go. Oh. Okay. So that's all we have so far. This face needs to oil up and dry now. This is what I don't really like with this thing. It kind of take a while for dry. I know I put on a lot. Alright, I know I put on a lot. However, I've always put on a lot of face thingy, setting sprays. But this one, I just really believe so it take a long time. But, so I want it to dry so the way that I can comb over my hair and then show it here. And I'm at 2 hours right now. But I actually like the beat, and again guys, this is like my date night. I don't wear makeup just to wear makeup, so I actually have to be going somewhere in order to wear makeup. And if I wanted to tone this down, I could just remove the red lips and put on the nude lipstick you see I put on with just regular lip gloss like this. This is from MAC also, and it's very, very good. So try to see if it. Alright, think it dry. So this would be it. Literally. I don't know the baby hair again, guys. Don't ask for it, I can't give it. But this would literally be me if I'm going somewhere now, or for my YouTube video, which I am going to do a YouTube video now. This wasn't supposed to be a YouTube video. I was actually just supposed to get ready, but that is how I, you know, put myself together. Again guys, you do the makeup what works for you. Nobody is perfect. Even when you listen to the big makeup artists, you're gonna tell that, listen, it's always a process. You always can learn something new. So I'm messing with the light on the ring light so you can see it from the brightest to the darkest, and I like the darkest right now because I'm finished with my base. And yeah, so guys, I will be doing more videos, again, not only on products and services that my company offers. I just want to, you know, basically show you like, listen, just because you're not a celebrity or a popular figure or a public figure doesn't mean that you can't look your best or, you know, can be out here killing it too. You just have to learn the tricks and trade of doing it, and makeup is something that I had picked up before I even have done any surgeries. However, I picked it up for myself. I can barely do people makeup, but I can help myself. So this is the finished look, child. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I know it was a long video. I'm so sorry. You can skip through it whichever way or come back to it and sit down and watch it when you do have the time. So I'm going to make more videos, so stay tuned. Make sure that you subscribe, and whatever video you like to see me do, make sure you definitely go ahead and leave a comment, and I will start doing videos on, I guess we're gonna call them lifestyle videos, right? Alright guys, so thank you so much for watching.